Shalom, Kohala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone, who do rule and teach well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, Tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, diligently laboring in this truth and all righteousness and sincerity, occupying in the prophecies and the faith of our Lord until we are redeemed. It's the brother Azariah back again with another lesson through the Spirit. And today we're going into the cunning hunter, which according to the scriptures is that of Esau Edom, the wicked twin brother of Jacob, who was the progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel, and Esau being the progenitor of the nation of Edom. And the reason why it was on my spirit to go into this is because we're in a time where Esau, he is embodying the spirit of that cunning hunter. And you're seeing it in the things that he's doing within the earth, the diseases that he's creating, the way that he poisons the food, the deception that he sets up to deceive the masses. All of these things pursuant to Genesis, the 27th chapter, which when Isaac told Esau that what? His blessing would be to live by the sword. And all of these things encompass the sword, the way in which he is seeking to destroy you. So we'll start here in Genesis 25 and 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. So we see here from the account in Genesis 25 that Esau, he was a cunning hunter, right? He was a man that loved to be outside. He loved to be, hunting wild animals, all right? Esau was a adventurous type of guy, while Jacob, he was a plain man. Jacob liked to kick back. He liked to chill, dwell in tents, tend to the sheep. Jacob was more laid back. Esau was more wild and, out there, right? So when you go into that word hunt, right, go into the word hunt, it's heavy. It says to chase, to search, to pursue and kill a wild animal for sport or food, to search determinedly for someone or something. And this is heavy, right? Because Esau, he searches determinedly for someone or something, and that main someone or something that he's searching out determinedly to pursue and kill is his brother Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, he's chasing and he's searching you Jakes out. All right, and this is really for sport. All right, even when Esau go out and hunt, Esau is not really hunting to eat and provide for his family. Esau, he's hunting for sport. And when you think about, hunting, who is really the main nation of people that you think of when it comes to going out to hunt, going out into the field, with a rifle, with, bait to attract animals, different, making different bird calls, different noises, smearing, deer urine, bear feces on yourself to attract these certain animals to pursue and to kill them. Moab don't get down like that. Jake don't get down like that. Ishmael is not into that. It's really only one nation that has that spirit to be a hunter for sport. And that's Esau Edom, the so-called a white man, woman, and child. Now, when you go into the word Salaki, we go into the word cunning, right? It says, having or showing skill in achieving one's ends by deceit or evasion to attractive or quaint. See? So cunning is here's another one, crafty. See that? Having or showing skill in achieving one's ends by deceit. All right, and deceit is one of Esau's main attributes that he uses, all right, pursuant to that blessing of the sword. Now, when you go into the word cunning in the Strongs, the word is yaudah, right? Let's go and hear Esau say it.
Strong's H 3045. Yadah. Yadah.
He says yadah, but it's yadah, right? Because there is no sound in the Hebrew, all right? That's that modern Yiddish madness, all right? That's not biblical Hebrew, all right? So the word is yadah, okay? Now, when you go back, right? Yadah, right? Cunning, hunter. See? So now when you go to, now when we go back, let's go here. Job 5:12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Now, what are the devices of the crafty? Like I mentioned before, setting up, certain factions, whether it be the police force, all right, which are deliberately set up to oppress Jake, you see, putting drugs and guns into the community, all right, and then putting laws on the books that criminalize you for using or distributing such things that would be deemed as illegal by this devil, when in fact he is the one that gave it to you, but he himself is not brought up on charges, all right? These are the devices of the crafty, all right? And this is really the life that exists in America, all right? This devil, he lives in hypocrisy, because on one hand, he'll arrest you and tell you that you've committed an offense for a said crime, when in fact he's the very one that caused you to go off, and these go into the snares, the wiles of the devil, right? Ephesians 6:11, put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Now, when you go into that word wiles, let's see this: tricks, devious or cunning stratagems employed in manipulating or persuading someone to do what one wants, right? As we just read in Genesis 25, Esau was a cunning hunter. See? So these are the devious and cunning stratagems, all right, employed in manipulating or persuading someone to do what one wants. Notice how it doesn't say to force. It says to manipulate or persuade, right? So Esau is not physically coming and putting a gun in your hand and forcing you to go rob a store. No. What does he do? He takes the opportunity out of the community. He destroys the jobs, all right? He makes sure that you live in a downtrodden state, continues to oppress you, so that really you're left with no choice. Then he brings you the guns, he brings you the drugs, all right? Because you live in poverty, there really are no other outlets for you to make a living for yourself. But he wants you, he's manipulating you, he's persuading you to go in the way of crime and ultimately wickedness, so that he can accuse you and ultimately destroy you. See, these are the wiles of the devil. And once again, the point of this lesson, this goes into him being the cunning hunter. You see, this is Esau Edom here, right? Genesis 27:41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right. So when Esau, he was salty about not getting the blessing, even though he didn't care about the blessing because he sold it for one morsel of meat, which shows you that the man is wicked, which shows you that the man is perverse, that he ain't right. And ultimately he was selfish. He was living in the moment. He didn't care about what his descendants after him would have. No, he was interested in immediate gratification for his flesh, all right, which also shows that Esau, he's not a man of faith, all right, because he wasn't willing to wait. He wanted to eat right then and there, all right, lest he said that he would die, which Esau wasn't going to die. He was just saying that so Jacob could give him the food, which the food wasn't even done cooking. It was red, man. Which when you ask the average Edomite how do they like their steak, how do they like their meat, they'll tell you rare, medium rare at best. All right. So we know who the Edomite is, and we see how they get down, man. All right. This is the spirit that Yahweh Basham Shah put on these devils. Okay. Now, when you go here, all right, this is a prime example here to show you the cunningness, the craftiness of Esau Edom, and how he gets down with the animals. All right, because Esau, he's came up with very slick, divisive, deceitful ways to hunt for the animals. All right, even so, these strategies are so basically Esau got these things down to a science, so much so to the point where even the animals are perplexed at the wisdom that this man applies to his hunting technique. All right, and he uses the same thing on human beings as well. All right, so we'll go ahead and check this out, a short portion of it, just to show you this is the cunning hunter, Esau Edom.
On this next setup, we had spotted a bear. We decided to slip out and try and call this bear in. So that's exactly what we did. We slipped up, we could still see the bear in the brush. Clint starts calling. And this bear gets mad. Instantly, this bear starts popping his teeth. I can hear it growling. This bear turns, starts.
Now, look at Esau, man. In the bush, he's making animal noises to attract these beasts. All right. Now the beasts don't know what's going on, but see, Esau, the scriptures say that he accomplished a diligent search. All right. So Esau, he goes out into the field because he's a man of the field. He goes out into the field and he studies the creation. He studies the beasts. All right, and he learns what the prey is attracted to. Right, then he goes out and he uses these strategies to attract the prey. And once again, the same things that he uses in the field to attract animals is the same thing that he uses to attract his prey, which is mainly you Israelites. Okay, so Esau studies Jake. Esau studies you. All right, he knows what you like and he knows what you dislike. And the very things that you are attracted to, he uses those things to lure you in like a snare, just as this Edomite here is doing to ultimately lure you in and destroy you. See? The cunning hunter. Let's continue.
Turn starts coming toward us. I've got my gun up. I'm like, wow, this bear's pretty upset. This bear's popping his teeth. It walks up this big log, this big fallen log. It goes walking up the log, starts popping his teeth, gets above us. A lot of times these bears want to see you. They'll either stand up like one of the bears that I shot last year, or they'll try and see what's going on. This bear, so it could see better, started to walk up this log. It got up to where now it's right almost above me at only 17 yards. Now a black bear could cover 17 yards in probably a second and a half. So I'm a little excited, I'm a little nervous, and I'm lined up on this bear. This bear's popping its teeth, and it is not happy. Oh my God. That bear came up this log, came here, you could hear him pop, 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 popping his teeth, walked up this log, was above me. Literally the bear's right here. What is that? 8, not even 15 yards? 16 to 18 yards. That bear was right here, popping his teeth, raising up, pop, 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 pop. Good gosh, that's awesome. Talk about a friggin' adrenaline rush. That's why we do it. It's the adrenaline rush. It's fun calling bears.
See? So you heard what Esau said? He said, this is why we do it. The adrenaline rush. So these Edomites, they not going out there to hunt to survive and feed their families. No, Esau, he go out there and hunt the beast of the field for the thrill of the kill. See? Which this is completely wicked. All right? Because number one, a bear is not lawful to consume. You see? So there's no reason why you should be out there hunting a bear or even shooting at a bear unless the bear is a direct threat to your life, which if you wasn't out there bothering the bear, there wouldn't be no problem. But see, this is what Esau do. You know, Esau will go out there, attract the bear. You see, the bear is, curious to know what's going on. All right. And once the bear shows up, Esau takes his shot. He uses the sword unjustly. All right. So in this case, Esau would say, well, the bear was 15 yards away from me, but the bear wouldn't have been 15 yards from you if you didn't call the bear, if you didn't try to snare that animal so you could have a bearskin rug inside your house. All right, but this is the absolute devil that the Bible speaks of. See? You out there hunting for sport, Esau. And this is the only nation of people that do this, man. Once again, you don't see Moab, you don't see Ishmael, you don't see Elam out there hunting for sport. If, not even Ham is out there hunting for sport, man. Like, you got these devils going all around the earth, and they love to go to Africa and go on a safari. You see all types of pictures of these Edomites, hunting lions. Matter of fact, speaking of it, you see all kind of, pictures of, hunting lions and killing, elephants and stuff like that. Deer. See? I didn't even type in a specific nationality. I just typed in hunter. And what do you see? Esau, right? Edomite man, killed a male deer. Esau. You see? Esau. You can't make this up, man. The Bible is 100% accurate. All right? That's all you got to do is type in hunter. You see? Yeah, get the point. But this is the cunning craftiness that these Edomites use to attract and destroy their prey. And you Jakes are no different. This is why it's important to be vigilant, as it says in Ephesians, to put on the whole armor of Yahweh Bashmel Shai, that you be able to withstand the wiles of this devil. All right, his cunning craftiness. You see? Because this devil Esau, he's coming with all sorts of cunning craftiness and enchantments. He's attacking free speech. He's setting up coup d'etats, okay, setting up false narratives, just all manner of deception to ultimately lure you to sleep so he can take advantage of you. Look at what's going on with this coming election. All of this is a snare to take the people, man. All right? This man is performing cyber attacks on the grid deliberately. He's let in millions of illegal migrants into the country. All right? UN troops, Russian, Chinese, North Korean, everybody's up in here, and they were let in deliberately. All right? So he's going to cause the chaos and bring about that order. Once again, the cunning hunter. See? Let's go into that word cunning one more time. Marked by or given to artful subtlety and deceptiveness. See? Executed with or exhibiting ingenuity. Right? Knowing, skillful, dexterous. Right? Synonyms: crafty, sly, artful, designing, deceitful. And all of these things describe Esau, Edom to the T. You see that? Now, when you go back to the very beginning in the garden, what? The serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Now, we know that that serpent wasn't talking about an actual snake, all right? That was talking about a man, the characteristics of a man, okay? Which really, those same characteristics are found in Esau, Edom. That subtle, skillful, dexterous, cunning craftiness, man, all right? The devil that the Bible speaks of. So when you watch things like this, you see the true nature of the Edomite, okay? Sit up in the bush, he'll wait for his prey to pop out when he's vulnerable, all right? Then he'll strike, you see? As a matter of fact, what scripture is that in the lurking places of the villages? Yeah. This how this devil get down. Psalms 10 and 8. Yeah. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. But you are the poor. It's the Israelites. Okay? Psalms 10 and 9. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. Now, when you go back to this video, and I love this video because this is a perfect illustration of that cunning craftiness of the Edomite, right? Lying in wait in the bushes, all right? Making sounds to attract. See? As it says, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net, right? So this devil, he's lying in wait, all right, to catch his prey. You see? Secretly as a lion in his den. That bear don't even know that Esau is right there. You see, but he's attracted by the sound that he's making. The sound, is pleasing to the bear's ears. So he comes near, not even knowing that Esau is down in the bush. All right, no doubt the bear is thinking that it's another creature making that noise, but it's really Esau. You see, secretly as a lion in his den. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. You see that? What's this Edomite doing? Is he not crouching in the bush? Is he not humbling himself? He's not standing up and pointing his gun directly at the bear. He's humbled himself. He's right now he's taking the low ground. All right? He's playing the back. While the other Edomite, he got the gun directly pointed at the bear. You see? The scriptures are beautiful, man. Right? He has said in his heart, Yahweh hath forgotten. He hideth his face. He will never see it. Right? So all the times that Esau came up against Jake and he murdered Jake, put Jake to death. All right? Unjustly. Esau said that Yahweh Bashmir Washai has forgotten. He hideth his face. He will never see it. So Esau truly thought that the Lord was on his side when he persecuted the Lord's chosen people. But he about to find out real soon that he's going to pay for everything that he's done. All right? You're going to have to pay for everything, man. Somebody got to pay. And you Edomites, you already paying, but your final judgment is at the door. You see? And all of your cunning craftiness, all of your, craft is going to fail, man. See, the Lord is going to disappoint you at the end. See? So, Lord willing, I'll end it here. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and informative through the Rakah Kadash. Call Halal Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakah Kadash. And until next time, Lord willing, shalom to the elect. Kom Yasha'Allah and abide with all. Shalom.